What's going on, Sip Sip? Yeah. So, Jahmal Bryant's wife, dressed in a provocative, nude-looking dressed like a 304 at a fundraising event, showing all of her goodies, her ass to everybody in that tight, form-fitting dress. And we have to question ourselves and say, is this type of attire acceptable for a first lady? A first lady who is the wife of a pastor of a mega church. Yeah, is this acceptable behavior? Is this an acceptable dress code for a first lady? Hey, these are my opinions, and my opinions only my thoughts. And based on the way that I was brought up and the way that women look when we went to church, women dress modest. They were modest in their dress. They didn't wear form-fitting dresses. Some of them did, but those were the ones that were still trying to be saved. We're talking about the first lady now. So she went to a fundraising event over the past weekend and had on the dress that was form-fitting, and it appeared to be nude. So my thought is she was dressed like a hoe, but that's my thought. And I have reason and to support that is that these pastors, especially Jahmal Bryant, they want to be rock stars. They want to be out front. They want to be seen. They want to be in the news, on the camera. Preaching the gospel is secondary to them. Being famous and looking good and having on the latest designer clothes and doing all this shit and getting yourself in front of the camera, that's more important. Why do I say that? Because look at him. He got on all this sparkly stuff. He got on all these light brown colors. Look at him. And one of the other things that I'll say is that as a pastor and as a first lady, the wife of a pastor, you should dress modest. I don't have a problem with a woman, because I heard women say, well, oh, every woman wants to feel sexy. You can feel sexy, but when you're going out as a pastor's wife representing the church and you at a fundraising event, dress modestly. Everybody don't have to see your sexiness, right? Or wear the form-fitting dress, but don't have it to where it appears nude, because you knew what you were doing. And that's the part that people are missing. She knew what the fuck she was putting on when she put it on. But they want the attention. Him, his wife, they want the attention. What does she do? What is she known for other than being the first lady and being fine and being thick in the hips? You know? So what is she known for? What does she do? Has God spoken to her? Yeah, I'm not going to even go there. But these people want to be stars. They don't want, they look just like the hoes in the street. So here's the question. So, and here's for the women and the men. And I'm gonna put this to you in an analogy. Big word. Yeah. So if there are four women walking and you're looking at them from behind, could you tell who the pastor's wife was by just looking at them? No, you couldn't. In my mind, I'd be like, oh, look at them hoes. Look at them women. Or you understand what I'm saying? Because she ain't separate herself in form and in fashion. You look like the world. And I thought you were supposed to come out of the world to be transformed and saved and covered and sanctified and all that. Your husband speaking tongues. Didn't one of them tongues tell you, go put on some fucking clothes? But y'all look like the world. That's why the church is not respected. Because there's no difference in attitude, demeanor, dress, the way you party, the way you get down. There's no difference. So the world don't respect you. And this is why. This is why the young kids and the young men and women don't respect churches and pastors, because y'all look just like the rappers. All she needed was a beat and she'd be clapping her ass, twerking. Yeah, that's all they needed to come on was a beat, and she'd have been in there clapping and twerking. Yeah, that's crazy that this is what we come to. Where pastors look like they're in the video for the latest rap song. Pastor's wife. She looked yeah. But then we wonder why people don't come to church. They don't come to church because they don't respect the people that run the church and lead the church and are called by his name. But like I said, y'all not gathering in the name. It says, well, 2 or 3 are joined in my name, there I'm in the midst. But y'all gathered in the name of goddamn foolishness. To all look like some hoes. To look fine. To look good. Competing out here with these young girls. Got all them lashes on and that makeup. And modest is just a term that's an old term in your book. You know, it says if my actions cause my brother to stumble, what do you think that men are going to think when they look at her? They going to think, I'm going to tell you what they're going to think. God damn, pastor's wife got a fat ass. I bet she, yeah, stumbling. Because he said in his mind, if you think it, if you give thought to it, you've already sinned. But see, we don't, oh man, no, that's what it is. But then we put this, well, that's just the way, yeah, that's because we allow that stupid shit. Your grandma wouldn't like that. Your grandma's pastor's wife wouldn't look like that. She would have on a nice, sexy dress, but she wouldn't be form-fitting. You would probably be able to pick her out of a lineup from behind and say, oh, it's something different. That must be pastor's wife. But we just let anything go. We just let anything fly now and call it gospel. And then if you say something about it, then you hate. So call me a hater, because I'm going to call the shit out. I'm going to call it what it is. And I don't have a problem with a woman being sexy, but that's between you and your husband. You can be sexy. You and your husband go out on the date. Be as sexy as you want to be for that man. I don't have a problem with that. It says that the marriage bed is undefiled. Yeah, y'all can do whatever the hell y'all want to do together. Go out, have a date. Don't go out in public looking like no hoe. And then say, you know, and then he defending the nonsense. This is the same bullshit that y'all defending the man, locking the doors and telling them, you know, the church is going crazy. This ain't about programs and the power of God. How you gonna save a man, a worldly man dressed like a hoe? And then you come to preach the word. You're gonna get his little Johnson to get hard. His soldier gonna be ready to fight. But then you claim you try coming to preach and say, you can't save nobody. You give my oil, I'm finna lay some hands on some folks. I'm finna anoint that thing with some oil. Yeah, that's what's going through them men's mind. They don't give a damn about the word being preached at that time. They watching the wife. Like, God damn. But, hey, this is the world we live in. We're going to the hell in the handbasket. And the pastor's driving the bus. Oh, I thought the pastor's wife said something. I heard a man call her a $2 hoe. Now, he wrong for that. I think she's more expensive than that. Probably, well, I'm sorry. But, hey, what are y'all thoughts? Was she wrong? Was that appropriate dress for a pastor's, for a first lady? Was that an appropriate dress code? So we should just let all the women start coming to church, you know, in dresses way above their knees, you know, barely covering up that little cheeky cheek in new looking dresses. Well, hey, let's everybody dress like that. But, hey, these are my opinions and my opinions alone. So, y'all have a good one. Sip, sip.